Hello, greetings, all my friends. Just checking the mic, making sure I'm on. I think it sounds good. Okay, thank you. Put me on standby.
Okay. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Huntsville. I'm pleased to announce that we have a special guest speaker today. Reverend Carol Zukoski will be giving us a message titled Living from Grace. My name is Reverend Dean Isley, and I'll be your worship leader and song leader today. I'd like to also introduce Debbie Priest on the keyboards and Valerie, who is running the slideshow that'll give us the lyrics and the affirmations. Thank you all for being here, and I hope you enjoy the service. Unity of Huntsville is an inclusive, compassionate community that supports the realization of our divine potential, the awakening of our hearts, and healing through interactive learning, practice, and service. Our mission is transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. And you might be wondering why those pews in the back are arranged in somewhat of a rectangular circle. And that's because when we conclude the service, we'll have a circular space where we're gathering as equals to discuss the ideas that are presented in the service so we can hear your perspective and questions and an opportunity for the speaker to answer any questions you might have. It's just a safe space to participate. And now, if you would, bring your attention to the Christ candle. We light the Christ candle every Sunday morning before the service begins, as a symbol of the Christ light that's in each and every one of us. We might forget that Christ light is there, but it never goes out. Ours is to remember the Christ light in us and in everyone we meet. Try it out and see what a difference it makes. And now, if you would, please stand and let's sing together our opening song. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 One more. My soul is welcome here. And now, if you would, please greet your neighbor in hands of fellowship as we sing Weave. Hands of fellowship. Weave us together, weave us together in unity and love. Weave us together, weave us together, together in love. Please be seated. Let's sing another song together. This one's called Divine Energy by Dave Ezel. And divine energy certainly flows through us all the time. We can block it by forgetting the truth of who we are. But all we have to do is remember who we are, open ourselves to the flow of life, and feel that divine energy once again. Divine energy flows through me, healing my spirit, body and soul. Divine energy flows through me, cleansing my thoughts and making me whole. Calm and quiet, strong and clear, God's voice within me knows no fear. Divine energy flows through me, healing my spirit, body, and soul. Divine energy flows through me, healing my spirit, body, and soul. Divine energy flows through me, cleansing my thoughts and making me whole. Calm and quiet, strong and clear, God's voice within me knows no fear. Divine energy flows through me, healing my spirit, body, and soul. Healing my spirit, making me whole. Healing my spirit, making me whole. Y'all sound so good. Please join me as we affirm our opening statement. There is only one presence and one power in my life and the universe, God. And now I'd like to read for you from the Daily Word. The Daily Word is a publication of Unity World Headquarters. And the word of the day today is healing. And the affirmation is, I use uplifting words to support my healing. And the message is, a teacher asked students to draw self-portraits surrounded by rays of sunshine and swords radiating from their hearts. The rays represented uplifting words. The swords symbolized hurtful ones. This exercise powerfully illustrates that words can heal or harm. Today, I commit to using words that affirm my divinity. I receive these sentiments into my heart, acknowledging their truth. I release any words that do not uplift me. I heal myself by using words of kindness and encouragement. I will also be mindful of the way I speak to others, choosing words that soothe, strengthen, and affirm. I honor the light within everyone and help create a healthy, compassionate world. And the scripture is from Proverbs chapter 4, verses 20 through 22. My child, be attentive to my words. Do not let them escape from your sight. Keep them within your heart, for they are life, and those who find them, and healing to all their flesh. The affirmation of the day is, I use uplifting words to support my healing. And the word of the day is healing. And please join me as we affirm together our Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. And now, if you would, let's go a little deeper together in prayer. Perhaps checking in with your body and noticing your posture. Maybe shifting into a more upright position where your head is directly over your shoulders, which is directly over your hips, so that your spine is aligned and life energy may flow through your body. Relaxing your body and bringing your awareness to your breath. Perhaps aiding this relaxation by taking a deep breath, just breathing in and fully filling your lungs gently, and relaxing and releasing. Perhaps one more gentle deep breath. We have brought our awareness to this present space, at this present time, where everything is in divine order, allowing our bodies to relax and our awareness to begin to move a little more within, knowing that we are secure and we are safe. We are exactly where we're meant to be in this moment. We need not have any thoughts of what is to come or what has brought us to this moment. We are simply being right here, right now. As our breathing continues in its normal rhythm, we allow our bodies to continue to relax, opening ourselves to the flow of spirit, life-giving divine energy, flowing through our bodies now, healing our spirit and making us whole, helping us to realize the wholeness that is our inheritance as children of the divine. Each one of us, a unique expression of God in this universe. Each one of us on our own path that is like no other, no matter how similar, it is uniquely your path. I encourage you as we go a little deeper into prayer together to be open to Spirit, our teacher, always with us, always there, and able to be perceived as we become quiet. We open ourselves to divine wisdom and understanding so that we may, as we come out of the silence, know what is ours to do, knowing what is our next step on our spiritual path. And so, opening ourselves to Spirit, we go deeper within into the silence. And as we return from the silence, let us each one open ourselves to hear the still small voice of Spirit speaking without words, so that we know beyond a doubt what is ours to do. Patiently, knowing that this guidance will be received at just the right and perfect time, we open ourselves to receive. Spirit, what is mine to do? And we are grateful. Grateful for this day. Grateful for each one of your presence. Whether you are here with me in this sanctuary or joining us online, we are grateful together that we have this opportunity to gather, to feel the energy of Spirit as it moves through the room, life energy flowing through our bodies and touching each cell with its rejuvenating energy, sweeping away anything that's not a part of our wholeness, strengthening, imbuing with life every cell that is a part of our wholeness. Grateful for this day. Grateful for the divine energy that flows through us now and in every now moment. Grateful with a feeling of gratitude without any objects, only the being, the existence of gratitude. And it is with this feeling that we say thank you. And so it is. Amen. And now I'd really like to welcome, if Michael will turn on that microphone, our guest speaker, Reverend Carol Zukowski, Minister of Spiritual Peacemaking. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Dean. Hi, everybody. Oh, my goodness. This is such a great surprise to see all my friends. I have friends I've known for a while and new friends. And I'm just so grateful to be here. What an honor it is to share this space with you. My friend Jill and I were talking about when you get the chance to speak, you're really not speaking from your mind. You are feeling everything that's here. So in a way, I kind of went deep with this, but it's no deeper than all of you have gone. And there will be a wave, and we'll ride it together. As you came here today, there was something inside of you that brought you here. And if there's a seed of something that is said or lands in your heart, plant it in your garden of your soul and let it grow. We're here to inspire each other, to love each other, to be in relationship with each other, with the divine, connected to this earth and this body. It doesn't get better than this, folks. I love it. So today we are speaking, yes, we are speaking. I'm speaking about walking with grace. And I just wanted to say how this came about is the last 6 weeks of my life have been extremely challenging. Like more than I could ever conceive. And on all different fronts. Just not one, but many, many fronts. And Debbie wrote me and said, Carol, today's the day you need to submit what you're talking about. And I just got quiet, and it came up, walking with grace. I was like, whoa, okay. I didn't feel like it in that moment, but I thought, this is good. This is God. And this is what I'll go with. So I'm going to start with John O'Donohue is an Irish poet and philosopher. He was a priest, and then he became an author and is no longer in this realm on the planet, but certainly his presence is being called up here. He had a few thoughts about grace. Grace is the permanent presence of beauty wrapped around the soul. It's not something we achieve, but it's something we uncover or discover that's here always. To walk with grace is to awaken to the divine rhythm that's already carrying us. Oh, I just love those words. I can feel it. I can feel that rhythm of life that I'm a part of. And you know, we are one. We are together. So that rhythm is weaving us together, like the song said. So grace is embodied. It's not created. We don't create grace. We don't perform. We don't make a list to get grace in our life. Sometimes when you're creating a moment, you want grace to happen, there can be a lot of anxiety, because if you're creating it and you're using all your resources in your mind, you're pressing into something. But grace is interesting, where you need to step back, just to open up a little space for grace. There's that pressing can cause anxiety even. Something's going on in your life, and I certainly experienced this. Something was extremely challenging, and my mind wanted to resolve it. It wanted to take it and analyze it and call and talk to people, but nothing happened within my soul and in my heart until I stopped. And then I was able to become less anxious. That embodiment of coming home, like here, and feeling grounded and feeling connected, then I felt regulated. My nervous system actually changed. And I felt the beauty. Like right now, if I take a moment and you look out the window, if we just drop into nature, grace is already here. I read this thing where it says God walks in your skin, but that felt a little scary, so I changed it. To embody grace is to remember that God walks with you as you. As you. I like to just let that land. There's no difference. We are the souls. We are that which has come into this earth, and you have a name and a personality, but it isn't who you are. You're so much more. And when we are resting and moving back and quieting down, we hear these whispers about you are nature, my dear. You are my love. You are my beloved. You are perfect to me. There's nothing you have to do. I want to tell you a little story about how grace is embodied for me. I'm going to tell you a story about Catherine Grace. Who knows Catherine Grace here? Catherine Grace was a beautiful woman, and she's no longer here in this realm, but I am sure she is here, knowing Catherine, actually. Catherine Grace came to Huntsville to follow a ley line. She was on a spiritual journey, and she felt the need to move. So she left everything from Orca Island out on the coast and near Washington. And she came fully embodied with something different than I had felt before. And how I met her is Reverend David sent her to me. She gave a call, and she knocked on my door, and I opened the door, and here's this very tall woman, very, very thin, and with the biggest smile. I don't know that I saw anything else but this very sweet smile. She goes, "Hi, I'm Catherine Grace, and David sent me to you." Well, it was just divine right action, because she was so lovely, and we became very good friends very fast. You know, a soulmate. Like, that ley line was true. I actually needed her in my life too. So Catherine was someone that kind of inspired me to be myself. I'll never forget, she was just so friendly and outgoing, and it wasn't a false thing. It was deep within her. She had some sort of grounding that knew that we were love, that everybody has a spark of beauty within them. So Michael and I went to a furniture store to pick up her mattress and some furniture for her bedroom. And we pulled up and off of Lily Flag Road, and we pulled up, and she said, "Oh, there's George." There's a guy came walking out, and he was the owner manager of this furniture store. She got out right away, and she went up and she said, "Hi, George. So good to see you." And I was like, "Oh, I know this lady hasn't been here very long." And she said, "How are the kids? Did you have that picnic you were talking about? Tell me about it." Just to witness that, and he lit up. He had an equal smile as she did. It was fantastic. I noticed that she did this everywhere. There was not a stranger. There wasn't a stranger anywhere. Everyone had room in her heart. Her heart was big enough. So Michael's actually cried because she touched our hearts so deeply. Michael and I took care of her. She wasn't feeling well, and we just invited her to stay with us. We didn't know what was going on. She wasn't about regular medicine. She wanted to do alternative stuff, but certainly she was not feeling well and was not eating, so we just invited her to come and stay with us. She stayed with us for weeks, and they were, kind of rough weeks for her. And we just did a lot of praying, please guide us in a way to help her. Well, one day we decided, let's have a field trip. Enough of this. So we said, do you want to go to Mentone to the Wildflower Cafe? It's one of our favorite cafes. And she got so excited. She got dressed up. We all got dressed up, and it was fall. Fall in this area is just magnificent. We were driving there, singing songs. We got there. We had the most marvelous meal. And for the first time, I saw Catherine eat. She was eating, and we had a grand time. And it got late, and, it was quite dark by the time we left. Just the fresh air. Everything was good for all of us. We were uplifted. We were heading on the way home. And if going back to Huntsville or going to Tennessee, there's a fork in the road. Well, I wanted to go home, but we accidentally, Michael, went down the wrong road, and my Irish temper got a hold of me because I kept saying, we have missed the turn. And Michael's like, no, we haven't. So Catherine's behind us going, hey guys. So we drive away, and it's pitch black. It's so dark. It's a little scary. So Catherine says, why don't we just pull over? And Michael pulls over. There's nobody on the street. There's no lights anywhere. And Michael and I get out, and I'm still fussing, to tell you the truth. And Catherine says, look. We looked up, and on a hill was a foundation of a house. It had been a very old house with 2 chimneys on either side. And on either side of the chimney were 2 trees that looked like hands reaching up. There were no leaves in them or anything, and something happened in that moment. We're like, whoa, this is so cool. Then Catherine said, look. And she pointed up, and we could see the Milky Way galaxy arm. I had never seen it so clear and sparkling. And it brought tears to my eyes. And we realized we were on a journey together. We had actually left this planet, and we were expanded somehow. So we all stood there in the silence, just taking it in. Yeah, that was grace. That was grace. So Catherine was with us here on this planet for a couple more months, and then she left. But what I got is Catherine Grace embodied grace. Even on her transition, she was the most graceful, beautiful soul. She knew she was more. So that's my story about embodied, and we all have embodied awareness. When we stop looking here and we come in here and we just take a few breaths like Dean so beautifully led us, and everything becomes quiet. There's a moment where there's an awakening or a realization that you're bigger than this personality and this name. So, Catherine, thank you. I know you're here somewhere. We really appreciate it. The next thing I want to talk about is grace is felt before it is understood. Grace touches us before the mind can ever explain what is happening. And maybe it can never explain what's happening. The other thing is grace softens generational patterns of shame and harshness. Let's just take a moment just to land right now, if you don't mind. If you want to, close your eyes and just take in a few breaths right now. Everyone just breathe normally, but feel yourself coming in and coming home. Feel where there is a softness within yourself. Feel where there is a blessing. Or a beauty that you brush against. This is your life. And so now, I'm going to tell you a little story about Mr. Charlie Swirl. Mr. Charlie Swirl, Avery knows, is a kitty cat that was living around the neighborhood. Now, we feed all the neighborhood cats and beyond. Anyone that comes to our house, we're not going to turn away. We feed them. So Mr. Charlie Swirl came, and he earned his name because he had a swirl on either side of him. And it was so unusual. He was a tabby cat, but he had all these cool markings. He was a tiny little thing, and he was so sweet. I never got to pet him, but I could just feel him. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to get Charlie, and I'm going to get him vetted, and I will find him a home. So that was my intention, but you know how life is. I thought, well, it'll work out when it works out. One day I opened the door and Charlie was laying at our door. And I realized it wasn't good. He was not looking good. And he was always noisy, but he was especially noisy breathing in and out. So Michael got a towel, we got him to the vet, and there it began. We had a journey with Charlie. And when we took him to the vet the first time, they were like, Charlie probably will not make it. He is not doing well. He's respiratory problems. He's almost in distress. He's very weak. Who knows what he got into outside? And I said, well, okay, give me an IV. I know how to do IVs with cats. I've done them before. Give me the antibiotics, whatever we can do. Just throw it at me and I'll work it out. I don't know, Charlie was so charming, I couldn't help but try. And he had touched my heart. So I brought Charlie in and we set him up in a large cage so he could be safe out in our Peace Lodge. And we started to tend him. And it was a long tending. It really was 3 months. He would have 1 step forward and 2 steps back. He was very, very sick. And I would hear information from people and try different things. And there was a super heavy, expensive antibiotic. And I was like, asked the doctor to order it, and we found it, and we gave it to him. And sure enough, that didn't do the trick. Well, Charlie was extremely charming, but now he had heart issues from all the treatments and what he had gone through, and he had a paralyzed vocal cord. So if you had ever heard him, it it was either charming or scary because you could hear him breathe in and out every single breath. But he was playful. He liked to play soccer with balls, and he was just the most marvelous kitten. He became a kitten, and we brought him in the house, and he was part of our tribe. But I knew I needed to let him go because I have a boatload of elderly kitty cats. And I felt like, no, he needs his own home. And I said a prayer because I thought, who is going to want a damaged cat, or in their eyes, damaged cat? And I thought, wait a minute, I think he's charming. I think he's wonderful. I'm going to just pray right here and right now. God, you know how much tending I've done. I want someone that is equally interested in taking care of this cat and enjoying him and giving him a good life. And then I said, and if it doesn't work out, I'll keep him underneath. So my friend and my sweet lady, Avery, helped me make a video. And we made the most charming video about Charlie. And it was so cute. I watched it over and over again. And at the end, it said, and Charlie will be lovely for any special family with a special needs kitty. The first call I got, just a couple days later, was a young couple, and sure enough, they adopted him, and they adore him. They think his noisy breathing is hilarious, and he gets into all kinds of trouble. He's wonky in a lot of ways. Perfect for them. That's Grace. I didn't know what was going on any time of this process. And many times I was asked to give up on Charlie, and maybe within myself I was like, should I? But because he was fighting and he was so sweet, I just kept in there. I don't know what was going to happen. Well, that's a Grace that showed up in a way that felt super good. Sometimes Grace doesn't feel that way. Sometimes there's other outcomes. And still, there's something there, something beautiful. Anyway, that's my story about Charlie. The last point I want to make is about Grace breaks destructive generational cycles. I really think this is important in this day and age. Cycles of silence, of self-harm, of not feeling good enough, not even caring for ourselves at the very basic level. That's a lot of generational stuff. You know, our elders always have done the best they could. We are on the shoulders of all the generations that came before us, and we are here asked to evolve as love itself. So I like the saying that every step in grace clears the path for today and makes beautiful the path for the children of tomorrow. So grace is sometimes meeting those hard places within yourself. Grace sometimes means quieting down when you're crying out loud and feeling the cry inside of you and meeting it. It's not always easy because we're kind of oriented outside and we want to show a good face. And even to ourselves in the mirror, we want to show a good face. But the truth is, we're human beings. We're on this planet to have the full experience. To allow that experience, no matter what it is, and name it and feel it, and know that it's okay, that it can pass through you. It takes practice. It takes practice. So my last story is about myself. Last Friday, I was stacked up. You guys all know stacked up. It was personal life, relationships. I have another sick kitty that is my own, 17 years old. Concerns for others' health and well-being. And you know, when you start down that path, you know how it just like you have more and more to be concerned about? The political situation, our planet Earth, and what we are struggling with as a people and the earth. This was it all came upon me, and I felt so down and so sad, and I felt overwhelmed, and I just had no way to meet this. I wrote, but sometimes writing, it was just taking me deeper into it. I was super tired because I was so emotionally drained, but something inside me said, go to the botanical garden. So I drove myself to the botanical garden. It was about 3 in the afternoon on Friday, and if you remember Friday, it was magical. It was cool. So I got into the garden, and it was fresh and so green, and hardly anybody was there. It was like a private garden, really. I walked right to that pond because the pond is magical to me. And if you've been there, this time of year they have what are the lily pads? But they have these lily pads that have a diameter of probably 2.5, 3 feet, and they're flat. They almost look like you can walk on them, and they have this ridge that sticks up that is this beautiful mauve, a pinkish color, and they're all over the place. And then I look, and there's purple lotus, and there's pink lotus, and there's dragonflies everywhere. It was so magical. And then I looked really closely. I was taking pictures like I always do, and on one of those great big lily pads, which I think I could sit on and still float, I'm not sure, there was this little yellow frog, and he was just like hanging out. He was so cute. Something lifted me. I wasn't in it anymore. I felt the grace. I felt the grace of feeling oneness. I wasn't the body anymore. I was the pond. I became that little frog. I found my beauty in the purple lotus. And I leaned into that. And I just felt the inside of my body soften. And I felt connected. Nature, for me, is that call home because we are nature. So, I didn't know all that I kept is probably a lot of generational programming or cycles. You know, you love someone, you worry about them. I became a major worry wart in my life, but really, there's something more powerful to come home and live your life with strength and courage and meet yourself and become available to yourself. And then there's this vibrational match. And you can stand with anybody and not take it on. But allow yourself to be supported. So just to recap, grace is not embodied. Grace is embodied, it's not created. You can't create grace. Grace is felt before it's understood. And grace breaks the cycles that we have been programmed with and opens our life to possibilities. I'm going to read something by Mark Nepo for any of you that know Mark. I have to pick it up so I can see it. He says, to walk with grace is to live awake to the mystery. To carry tenderness through the hard passages, and to remember that love is both the path and the destination. May we all awaken to divine grace, the divine grace that carries us through this life that we ride. May we become present. May we release old patterns. And may we share the love, because this is the hope for our humanity. You're so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you.
This song we're going to sing is, you might call it, make me a channel of your grace instead of channel of your peace. Because it's the same thing. When we're walking in grace, when we're living from grace, we are a channel of peace. That love that emanates from us is always returned back. It's not given with an expectation, but it still happens as we give the kindness and the compassion. It comes right back to us. So if you know the words, sing with me, just take this as a prayer and let it allow you to sit and just ruminate with this feeling of beauty that Carol talked about, this walking in grace. The song is called Channel of Your Peace. It's based on the prayer of St. Francis. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, let there be pardon. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there's despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, let there be joy. Oh, Master, grant that I may never see so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there's despair in life, let me bring hope. Where there is darkness, only light. And where there's sadness, let there be joy. And now we have an opportunity to celebrate our abundance. I used to get so upset when I went to the mailbox and found bills, but I don't do that anymore. I got to the mailbox this morning and I found 3 bills that we get to celebrate today. We'll celebrate our gratitude for the services that we provide. Hot Stuff Magazine is sending us a bill for their service of spreading the word of truth in their magazine all over the Tennessee Valley. And you'll find it if you go to the bars around town. Isn't that great? Elon, has issued us a credit card, or a couple of them, to the Board of Trustees so that we can pay the bills and short-term things that are necessary to spread this ministry out into the community. And Huntsville Utilities so that we can have air conditioning and lights. And all of the people, we're grateful for Huntsville Utilities and all of the people in all these services, every worker that they have and their life and what they give to it. And in this gratitude, I would ask Patrick to help me celebrate this abundance as he collects the offering that will allow this ministry to move forward. And if you're joining us online and you would like to freely give from your heart, you may go to unityofhuntsville.org and click on the donate button. Let us sing together. I celebrate my abundance today By giving this gift, I show my faith. As I open my heart, my world becomes a better place. I release all fear as I share gratefully. This love that I give always gives back to me. Knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. I think my favorite line is that, knowing my oneness with everything else, I know that all that I give to myself. It is. So let us bless these offerings and every offering we're receiving online as we affirm together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Lovingly I give, and lovingly I receive. Thank you. So we've got some special things happening here at Unity of Huntsville. Today's the 5th Sunday, and it used to be that on 5th Sundays we didn't have any activities after the service. But this 5th Sunday, after we have our Circle of Light, we'll meet after a short break and have a meditation session. We'll have a very short class, and this time it will be on centering prayer. And then we'll get to practice either centering prayer or whatever meditation technique that you like for a few, 45 minutes, or depends on what time we've got left. And that's going to be our 5th Sunday activity. And it'll be a little different program every Sunday, and followed by a meditation period. On first Sundays, which starts next week, and third Sundays, we have a life support circle that meets right here after the service. It's just a safe space to share and be together. On second Sundays, we have potluck dinner. We meet upstairs and everyone kind of brings something and we just eat. It's not planned, but it always turns out to be just the right amount of food, just the right amount of desserts. So you're welcome to come, and even if you forget something, please stay for the potluck dinner. There's always enough. Also on second and fourth Sundays, we have a Course in Miracles session that meets. Lindsay Strickland drives down from Tennessee and gives us a very short program followed by question and answers around A Course in Miracles. We've been working our way through the book. And the beauty of it is you don't have to have been there for all the classes, because Course in Miracles is just like that. Whatever section you happen to hear, it will have meaning to you on that day. And it's really amazing how that works. But it does work. It's like, if I decide I'm going to go today, well, I get just what I needed to hear today. Even though we're going through the book in progression. Anyway, it is a miracle. Coming up in November, we're going to have Armand and Angelina in here at Unity of Huntsville. They'll do the Sunday service on November the 16th, followed by a Native American flute workshop right here. They'll teach you how to play it, and then if you decide you like it and you want to do it, they'll sell you a flute. I was amazed at how easy it was to pick up and actually begin playing and making beautiful sounds. And Armand guides us through that. And then on Monday evening, the next day, we're going to have host their musical comedy act. And it's going to be uplifting and hilarious. I just know I can't wait to see it. Armand is such a clown, and his wife Angelina brings her classical music background into that, and it just flows. So I hope you can all put it on your calendars and be here for that. If you're joining us online, before I go, are there any other announcements? Debbie, did you have something? Our guest speaker in September is going to be Debbie Priest. And that won't be the first Sunday in September, but the second Sunday. baby in the bathwater. So, you know that old expression, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. All right, so I can't wait to see how that turns into a spiritual message for us. I'm sure it's going to be something special. So, if you're interested in volunteering, as Unity of Huntsville begins that part of our vision of bringing service into our life, putting feet on our prayers, we've gotten with a couple of different organizations in Huntsville that you can volunteer with through Unity of Huntsville. And if you're interested in doing that, you can see Debbie Priest after the service. So again, I thank everyone who's joined us online. We are grateful for the technology that's brought our message into your home so that you can celebrate unity and the Christ light within each and every one of us in your jammies with your cup of coffee. And we invite you to share that as experience, the same experience that you've had this morning with everyone you meet, simply seeing the Christ light that's in you, in them. Don't take my word for it. Try it out and see what a difference it makes in your life. So thank you for joining us.